Success is not luck. It's not magic. It's not some invisible blessing that only a few chosen people are born with. The truth is harsh, and most people don't want to hear it. Success is discipline. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's working when nobody is watching. It's choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort again and again until it becomes part of who you are. People love to celebrate the spotlight moment, the trophy, the money, the recognition, but they ignore the thousands of silent hours behind it, the early mornings, the late nights, the missed parties, the boring routines. The failures no one clapped for. We call someone lucky because it makes us feel better about our own inaction. Because if it's luck, then we're not responsible. But if it's discipline, then that means we could do it too, if we were willing to pay the price. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when motivation disappears. And trust me, motivation always disappears. It fades, it fluctuates, it depends on your mood. Discipline doesn't. Discipline is a decision, a commitment, a promise you keep to yourself long after the excitement is gone. The gym doesn't care how you feel. Your goals don't care how tired you are. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards consistency. Small actions, repeated daily, over months, over years. That's how empires are built. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. The uncomfortable truth is this: you are not stuck because you're unlucky. You're stuck because you're inconsistent, because you start strong and quit quietly, because you wait to feel ready. But readiness is a myth. Growth happens in discomfort. Progress happens in repetition. Success happens when discipline becomes stronger than your excuses. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop hoping for a breakthrough. Stop blaming circumstances. The truth is simple. If you control your habits, you control your future. And the day you choose discipline over distraction is the day your life begins to change. Success is not luck, it is discipline. And the sooner you truly accept this, not just as a motivational quote, but as a life principle, the sooner your entire mindset will begin to change. We live in a world that loves the idea of overnight success. Social media shows you the highlight reels, the million-dollar launches, the viral videos, the championship trophies, the dream bodies, the luxury lifestyles. What it does not show you are the years of repetition, rejection, boredom, failure, and relentless consistency that built those moments. So when you see someone win, your mind whispers they were lucky, but that word lucky is often just a comfortable excuse, because if it's luck, then it's out of your control. And if it's out of your control, you don't have to change. But if it's discipline, then everything changes. Then the responsibility shifts back to you. Think about someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. People see the goals, the trophies, the fame, the physique, the lifestyle. They call him gifted. They call him lucky. But what most people ignore is the discipline behind it. As a teenager, he would stay after training while others went home. He practiced free kicks repeatedly until his legs were exhausted. He maintained strict diets when others indulged. He trained his body and mind with almost obsessive consistency. Talent may have opened the door slightly, but discipline kicked it wide open. The difference between him and thousands of other talented players wasn't luck, it was daily standards. Standards that he followed whether he felt inspired or not. Discipline is not glamorous. It is repetitive. It is boring. It is showing up on days when nothing feels exciting. And that is exactly why so few people master it. Look at Drake. Before the global tours and chart-topping albums, he faced rejection from labels. He wasn't immediately embraced as a superstar, but he kept writing, kept recording, kept refining his craft. He didn't wait for validation. He built skill through repetition. The world eventually called him successful. But what they labeled as blowing up was actually years of disciplined preparation meeting opportunity. When preparation meets opportunity, people call it luck, but preparation is not luck. Preparation is disciplined practice quietly when nobody is clapping. Even outside of celebrities, think about someone you personally know, a student who consistently ranks first in class. Many say they're naturally smart, but watch closely. They revise daily. They sacrifice distractions. They ask questions. They practice past papers. They review mistakes. Intelligence matters, yes, but discipline multiplies intelligence. Another example is the small business owner in your neighborhood who opened a shop with almost nothing. For years, they opened the shutter early in the morning and closed late at night. They saved money instead of spending it. They improved slowly. No viral moment, no sudden miracle. Just disciplined effort repeated so many times that growth became inevitable. Success did not fall on them. It accumulated around them. Discipline is powerful because it compounds. One workout does not transform your body. One page of reading does not make you wise. One day of focus does not build a career. But one workout repeated 300 times changes everything. One page read every day becomes 365 pages in a year. One focused hour daily becomes 365 hours of skill. Most people underestimate what small actions can do over time because the results are invisible at first. The gym mirror does not change in 1 week. Your bank account does not grow dramatically in 1 month. Your YouTube channel does not explode after 5 videos. And that's where most people quit. They mistake slow progress for no progress. Discipline requires faith in the process before the results show up. It requires you to keep going when there is no applause. Consider Elon Musk. People debate him, criticize him, admire him, but one thing is undeniable: his work ethic. When building companies like Tesla and SpaceX, he reportedly worked extreme hours, sleeping in factories during critical production phases. That level of discipline, right or wrong, and lifestyle balance is not luck. It's obsession with execution. The public sees rockets launching and electric cars dominating roads. They don't see the nights of stress, the financial risks, the repeated failures of early rocket tests. Rockets exploded, cars faced production issues, but discipline kept the mission alive. Luck does not survive multiple failures. Discipline does. Here's the uncomfortable truth you need to hear: motivation is unreliable. You will not wake up every day feeling inspired. Some mornings you will feel tired. Some evenings you will feel distracted. Some weeks you will doubt yourself. If your progress depends on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. Discipline, however, does not ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. It is a decision, repeated daily. It is honoring your commitments when your emotions try to negotiate. It is choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. That is why disciplined people win long term. Not because they are superhuman, but because they do not let temporary feelings control permanent goals. Imagine 2 people starting the same journey. Both want to get fit. The first waits for the perfect Monday, the perfect mood, the perfect weather. The second simply starts. 3 days a week, no excuses, no drama. After 1 month, the difference is small. After 6 months, the difference is visible. After 2 years, the difference is undeniable. From the outside, it may look like the second person was blessed with better genetics, but if you rewind the tape, you'll see a simple truth: discipline compounded over time. That's it. The same applies to financial success. Someone who saves a small percentage of income every month may not feel wealthy at first. In fact, it may feel insignificant, but over years, that habit builds security. Another person spends everything immediately and hopes for a breakthrough. When the disciplined person finally enjoys financial stability, the world calls them lucky, yet the real difference was self-control repeated hundreds of times. Success is often hidden in decisions so small that they seem unimportant in the moment. There is also a psychological shift that happens when you choose discipline. You begin to trust yourself. Every time you say, "I will wake up at 6 a.m." and you actually do it, you build self-respect. Every time you say, "I will not quit," and you don't, you strengthen your identity. Discipline is not just about results. It is about becoming the type of person who keeps promises to themselves, and that identity is powerful. When you see yourself as disciplined, your actions align with that belief. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop waiting for external pressure. You operate from internal standards. Many people romanticize passion. They say, follow your passion and you'll succeed. But passion without discipline fades quickly. Discipline sustains passion. Think of Kobe Bryant. His Mamba mentality was not about emotional hype. It was about relentless practice. Early morning workouts, repetition of fundamentals, studying opponents. He wasn't just passionate about basketball, he was disciplined about improvement. That is why his legacy still inspires millions. Talent gave him potential. Discipline turned potential into mastery. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? Here's another truth. Discipline does not guarantee instant success. It guarantees growth, and growth makes success more likely. When you fail with discipline, you adjust and continue. When you fail without discipline, you quit. The disciplined person views failure as feedback. The undisciplined person views it as proof to stop. That mindset difference changes destinies. Look at Jeff Bezos when he started Amazon. An online bookstore sounded small at first. It did not look like a trillion-dollar empire, but the focus on systems, customer obsession, reinvestment, and long-term thinking required disciplined decision-making year after year. There was no lottery ticket. There was strategic consistency. Most people want explosive results with minimal patience. Discipline demands patience, and patience is rare. Now bring this back to your own life. Remove the celebrities, remove the billionaires. Look at your daily routine, your habits, your standards. That is where your future is being built right now. Not in your dreams, not in your plans, in your habits, in your habits. If you want different results, raise your daily standards. Choose one area, just one. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe it's learning a skill for 60 minutes a day. Don't jump everywhere. Master one commitment. Prove to yourself that you can stay consistent. Once you build discipline in one area, it spills into others. Confidence grows, momentum builds. Discipline also requires sacrifice. You cannot build extraordinary results with ordinary efforts. There will be moments when your friends relax and you continue working. Moments when comfort calls your name and you choose discomfort. That choice will feel lonely at times. But understand this, short-term sacrifice creates long-term freedom. Undisciplined comfort creates long-term regret. Years from now, you will either thank yourself for the discipline you showed or wish you had started earlier. Stop waiting for a lucky break. Start building disciplined habits. Stop hoping someone notices you. Start improving yourself so much that you cannot be ignored. Stop blaming circumstances. Start controlling what you can control. The truth is empowering. If success were purely luck, you would be powerless. But because it is discipline, you have influence. You have agency. You have the ability to change direction starting today. Success is not random. And it is not magical. It is built quietly. Day by day, decision by decision. It is the accumulation of disciplined actions repeated long after the excitement fades. And if you embrace that truth, if you truly commit to becoming disciplined rather than temporarily motivated, your life will begin to transform in ways that once seemed impossible. Not because you got lucky, but because you became consistent. And consistency over time is unstoppable. In the end, remember this with absolute clarity. Success was never hiding from you, and it was never reserved for a lucky few. It has always been waiting on the other side of your discipline. Not your mood, not your circumstances, not your excuses, your discipline. The quiet choices you make when no one is watching. The promises you keep to yourself when quitting would be easier. The standards you refuse to lower even when progress feels slow. That is where your future is being shaped. So stop searching for shortcuts and start strengthening your consistency. Decide today that you will become the kind of person who shows up regardless of how they feel, who finishes what they start, and who understands that small actions, repeated daily, create unstoppable momentum. Years from now, people may look at your life and call you lucky, but you will know the truth. You built it. One disciplined day at a time.